Hey everybody, my name is Christa,
Kevin.
and we are from LCRC. Welcome to Hump Day Happy Hour. We're so glad to have you. We're off center, aren't we? Is that what you're scooching me?
Yeah.
Am I too close to you?
No, I like it.
I like it too. Hi to Bill Smith. Hello to Shane and Michelle Nipple. Thank you for joining us. Let us know who you are. Say hello in the comments so that we know that you're on. There's Tim Pence. Love hanging out with you guys. Just wrapped up our Flashpoint season opener.
Sure did.
And we are already preparing for the next one.
Hi, Taylor.
Hi to Taylor. Hello, Ron G.
Ron G. Holy cow.
Welcome back. Hi to Kurt Sieber. Thank you for joining us. Hi to Brett Butter. Thanks as always for a great event. Thank you for coming.
Yeah.
It's only as great as it is because of the wonderful people who attend. So thank
For sure.
you for being here. I say for Taylor and the others that were here. Hey, there's Matt Berry. Thanks for jumping on. I know we're going to see you here in about 9 days, if my math is correct.
Is it 9 days?
I think it's 9 days. It's coming very quickly.
So better build a track.
So let's talk about the season opener before we jump into the exciting things about our next event, which is the Prelude to the Dream, which is our oval event. If you have been under a rock, what we are doing, or maybe Ron G, who's just been out of the loop. So what we're doing is we are going to wreck the off-road jumps off of that footprint, and we're going to make an oval track right there off of our main driver stand right here next to the hobby shop.
Yep, sure are.
Pretty exciting. Off-road people are like, why are you doing that? You have an oval track in the back. And we do have a pretty nice oval track that's highly banked in the back, and it's fun. But this facility runs off of this track placement. The camper...
Everything flows.
Yeah, the camper lot is adjacent to it. The hobby shop's closer. The wash station's over here. It really just makes the event in the facility feel so much more special when you're on this footprint.
For sure.
And they get to take advantage of it. So anyway, we're going to dive more into the... I think that was Adeline.
No.
We're going to dive more into the Prelude to the Dream
Sure.
after we talk about the season opener. But first, we want to talk about the Flashpoint season opener, which was our first off-road event of the year.
Pretty big doings. It was. I haven't dug back to be 100% sure, but I'm 99.9% sure that was a season opener entry record.
I think so too.
I just looked it up before we went live. It was,
I think the only one that may have outdone it is when we did the season opener later in the year of COVID.
Yeah, that doesn't really count.
I agree that it doesn't, but we did call it the season opener. So
Yeah.
I'm just going to step over there real quick. I'll be right back.
Yeah.
You entertain the people and tell them all about the race.
So anyway, I just looked it up. We had 336 entries, 170 unique drivers, over 10,000 laps made. It was pretty wild. 2 wallets lost and found. It was pretty exciting. Pretty exciting shipping week. But got things squared away. Got everybody taken care of, and looking forward to. I don't want to say the next chapter. It's not like that. It's just Cody and I always have a thing, which Cody should be walking in here before too long to do a little surprise appearance. But we
Not
do
surprised anymore.
We do so much at the end of the year before to make the new layout for the Halloween race, and then we always maintain that same layout for the spring. And it's very difficult for the track crew, meaning like basically Shane, who takes care of all the nails and the pipe pretty much by himself all weekend. Because the freeze and thaw, it works all the nails loose, and so the pipe comes apart easier. The nails fall out. It's a mess. God, it was so wet. It was so wet.
It was so wet.
I wrecked. I didn't really wreck jumps this morning. We took the pipe off last night, and I didn't really wreck jumps this morning because I didn't want to have the footprint all tore open for this potential rain we were going to get today. But I did cut a few of like the water gaps where the water drains, which led me to actually like skim some of the corners of a couple of the jumps, and
It's still so wet.
oh, they're mud. It's mud.
When you were rolling the track in ahead of the event, Shane Nipple and I were standing there watching, and it was so wild to see the roller go up on the jumps, and literally the whole jump was like a big marshmallow. It just like complete. I've seen you build a ton of layouts. I've never seen it quite that marshmallowy.
I remember one time, of course, when we wreck the jumps, it's always Cody and I, and he runs the fire hose and waters the dirt as we pile it up when we're wrecking the jumps. And, we try to be super thorough. We try to get a little soap water in the jumps and the whole bit. And then, lo and behold, before we built the new jumps, we got massive rains.
Yeah.
So those perfectly moist piles of dirt to build jumps, now all of a sudden we're big marshmallows.
Yeah.
And we had a heck of a time building jumps.
Yeah.
But that was, that was not a similar, or not the same situation as what we had this time.
Yeah. It was different.
Yeah. But I remember that's the only time I ever remember like the roller going up the jump, and it like you could literally feel the jump under the roller just moving.
I want to take a moment to just thank all of the racers. I know I really kind of was beating a dead horse last week, and when they were arriving about, hey, be careful in the grass. It's really wet out there. Yeah. But after seeing the track, and we know how dry the track usually sits. We built so much drainage into that, the footprint of that place, that I know if there's a place that's dry, it's the track. If the track is wet, everything else is wet.
So funny story, and I kind of want to wait to say this in front of Cody because I haven't had a chance to talk to him.
Well, why don't you so I can finish my story?
Oh, well, I like cutting you off.
I know.
Fun. And Cody just walked in.
Anyway, what I was going to say is that everybody did a really fantastic job of really limiting the damage to the facility, meaning all the places where the ruts and we would have to usually pull you out. Everyone really stayed on the stones really nicely and just was very respectful.
Oh, wow. There's Adam Curry.
There's Adam Curry.
Nice to see you.
Brett says, I still say I've never seen the property that saturated. I had to put my truck in 4-wheel drive just to get off the grass. I totally, it was standing water, and the wildest thing was on the track when they dried it up, and then as soon as it turned to nighttime, like as soon as it got a little bit dark and the moisture was coming up, it literally was creating puddles. And it's just like amazing to think about how much.
When I blew the track off Friday night, there was 3 standing puddles.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, pretty wild.
Tom said thanks for helping him with his wallet.
Yeah,
hi to Dennis Brew. Thanks for hanging out and thanks for doing the wrap-up show. I thought that was awesome.
Yeah.
We enjoyed that very much. And Tom, thank you for coming and being here. Just catch up on the comments a little bit. Anyway, would you like to tell your story now that Cody's here?
I already forgot.
No, you didn't.
So, like I said, I went out on the track this morning with the skid loader, and again, mud and wow, and couldn't believe it. And then I went down the front stretch to cut the big sawdust pile along the chain link fence, right? So that if it did rain a good bit today, it would have plenty of room to run off, and it wouldn't just flush all the sawdust down the drains and clog up the pipes and all that.
Right.
So I went down the front stretch, over by the fence, skimmed all that out of there, and I thought, well, let me turn around and see how much I tore up the front stretch, because I wanted to let it untilled for this oval event so that it stayed hard in case it did rain later on.
Sure.
I turned around up on the bank turn at Harry's Corner, and I looked back. I could not see my tracks down the front stretch from the cat.
Wow.
The cat did not make tracks going down the front stretch.
It's pretty hard to drive at this point, isn't it?
Parts of it. That's what I was just telling them. Over by the water gap, like, honestly, most of it was, the worst parts were in those infields that were so wet. They're still muddy.
Yeah.
Like when I skimmed the shovelfuls of crap we were throwing out and the whatevers that were in those infield areas, they were still like muddy.
Yeah. But
crazy.
luckily where the drive line was, it was really solid.
Yeah, no, the track itself grooved up like crazy and was really good.
If you can't tell, we are all dealing with the Flashpoint season opener hangover, and it's not from drinking. We all got a little sick. post event. So
Yeah, the whole crew.
the whole crew.
Yeah.
And
Everybody but Bob so far. Bob's been.
Well, and I was talking to the Neiman's today, and I had said about the nipples not feeling very well. And they were like, well, I spent a lot of time in the trailer in very close proximity to the nipples, and we're not sick. And I was like, I don't know. Maybe we just overworked ourselves. But we are all feeling, Jason says him too. Brett said, watch the mechanics video from Tuesday. Man, it looked awesome. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Yeah, Ethan was roaching tires like it was a job.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Crazy.
And they hung out and helped him pull off the pipe, which was awesome too. Looks like the number of Marshall cones in the map of their location. Oh, I'm sorry. So Taylor says that he liked the number of Marshall cones in the map of their locations. What we did a little different this time is we actually named the jumps and put that on the track so that racers could see like where the different sections would be, and had the cone numbers relative to that. I thought that was helpful too. As a spectator, that was really helpful. As a lady running the video camera, that was really helpful. That's definitely something we will continue doing. And yes, Rocky, we absolutely think it's your fault. He said it's not my fault. I didn't get y'all sick, but I told my dad earlier this morning, I'm like, I blame Rocky. But it's okay. I mean, listen, it's part of it when you go that many days with that little sleep and working that hard. Getting sick's just part of it.
Yep.
You know, we're all okay. It's just
speak for yourself.
Sniffles and such.
Need a day off.
Yeah, we could use a day off, but we will get that
I might call in sick tomorrow.
After you have a sick day scheduled right after Northeast Showdown.
That's like 3 weeks away.
Mm-hmm. Cody, how was your golf game? Did you win?
We were just playing together, so it was a scramble.
Oh my gosh, you cheater! He said it was a scramble.
We're playing a scramble tournament next weekend, so we're just trying to
practice.
It's like best ball type
as
thing.
Team.
Use everyone's best shot. So everyone drives, use the furthest drive, or at least the best laying. Everyone shoots from that spot for the next shot. There's
Laura. She says, sorry I missed the weekend's food and festivities. I was at Myrtle Beach. Yes. The pictures looked wonderful. Thank you. We'll see you at the next one. So back to highlights of the season opener. And sorry to cut off your golf game, but we're here for other things, you know.
Well, I don't know. The golf game had a little something to do with the weekend.
Okay.
Well, I mean, the boys were over playing golf and in the middle of practice and having a good time.
You know what I didn't post yet, but I need to post? The cornhole podium pictures.
Oh.
I didn't get a chance. It was a little too late for me and I was just out. But so cornhole at the Flashpoint season opener was epic.
Took a turn.
You'll never believe what happened.
Yeah, the Hiles didn't win.
The Hiles got third.
Oh, wow.
The Hiles are a ringer at LCRC for winner. And I upped the price a little bit for the cornhole tournament because I thought, let's make the payout a little bit better, right? I wanted to pay through third place, which I'm able to do now, which I think it kind of makes it more fun. So I put it on Scoreholio 6 months ago. Posted that I was going to have this little for fun cornhole tournament. Guy signed up online.
One guy.
Yep. What was his name? Dan?
Dan G.
Dan G.
Dan R.
Dan R. Danner. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think it was Dan. And Dan showed up and he was a one-man team. He played both sides. And I hate to tell you guys, he won it. He won it all. He did. And he had a great time. He was a great sport. He got to know everybody. The second place team was Joey Bourdon and Spencer Heckert.
Oh, wow.
Both actually were super stoked about the fact that the winning team guy was not from the races. He said, this is, I think it was Joey actually was telling me, he's like, this is fantastic. What a great way to get people here and learning about the hobby than to host something that's outside that works for anybody. Like, there's no way they can't play cornhole. So
that's so not true.
Well, almost no one. But
Cody can't play cornhole.
And so the Hiles took third place. So we're going to continue that same format where we pay first, second, third. Third place might only get their money back, but they'll at least get that depending on how many entries we have. So
you're having a cornhole tournament at the Prelude, right?
Yes, I am.
So I wonder if the high will show up
Oh,
just to do the
I don't know.
Prelude cornhole tournament.
Obviously tomorrow I need to get my Squirrolio up and going because maybe Dan R's coming back.
Actually, I did win a cornhole tournament once.
You did?
Yeah.
Were you the only one playing?
No, it was either Austin Berry or Nathan Berry's birthday.
Oh my goodness.
There was 10, 15 teams.
Wow.
Hey, there's Prelude. So that's Brandon, right?
Yeah.
Miss you guys. See you soon. We miss you too.
Been sending some body paint guys your way.
Oh, Russell's in Alabama. How's the weather in PA? Today really called for rain. We were a little nervous because we have this track layout change coming up. But we only just got a spritz. So we got pretty lucky with weather here. There is the Samoji family. Hello to you.
Oh,
Greg says, I agree with Kevin.
On which part? Of course you agree with me. We've agreed for like 3 decades.
Greg says, I'll be Dan R's partner next month. Cheater. Let's talk about other highlights from the season opener. Obviously, it was really nice to have some really fast guys here. Yeah. Spencer Heckert and Joey and
Nitro,
Ethan.
Yeah. It was fun to watch for sure. Harmer.
That was one of the first ones I actually watched.
Greg says you suck at cornhole.
Yeah. Well, hey,
you do.
Whatever. It's not my fault. I tried to tell you. You don't ever listen.
It was excellent. It was an excellent start to the season. I'll just say that. There was lots of exciting battles going on out there.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah.
For
sure. Hi, Danny. There's Danielle Margle. Hello. Roger says miss not being there last weekend, maybe next month. I hope so. We would love to see you. We would love to see you back. I lost my train of thought. What were so post race every time Kevin and I sit down with a folder and we make notes about our highs, our lows, things we want to do better for next time, notes on how we should run that race in the future, things we should remember that we forgot or that we did remember and we want to remember in the future. I know we touched on some things that I was like, well, that's stuff that they would find interesting. What was that?
Well, I left that folder laid back at the lunch table, but I know. So we talked about the wet, and there's nothing we can do about that. It is what it is. We have to handle it on the fly.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the things we can handle, most of the things that I can't remember a lick of that we wrote down right now. So, get the one that says season opener on it, please. Yes.
A lot of the notes are just about hobby shop stocking and things that you don't think about that we need at the beginning of the year that it just sometimes misses out. So that's one of the things we touched on.
Well, so I do, at the beginning of the year, fuel's always hot, air fillers are hot. And then at the end of the year, it's opposite. Like, nobody wants to buy extra fuel at the end of the year, and so on and so forth.
But fuel is a big seller at the beginning. Yes,
fuel is a big seller at the beginning. Some of the things, I did make notes, and we really, and thanks to all y'all for, getting out to Marshall and the whole bit real quick.
Yeah.
Even with our resort dilemmas and whatnot, we ran 336 entries, 28 heats, 3 5-minute rounds. Now, we were blessed with not having to take long track service breaks. Not that Cody takes long anyway, but we actually diddled around doing giveaways and raffles.
Sure.
And we started at a little before 9. Like, I'm going to say like 8:48, 8:52, somewhere in there. And we were finished. I just remember when I looked at my watch when the last heat was on the track, which was a 5-minute heat. And it was 9:30.
Yeah.
So the latest we could have finished would have been 9:35.
So I just want to say hi to Tim Long, who jumped on. He said, nice job on the entry count. Thank you for your support, Tim. We love you. Jason Hawley says, people learning their numbers for Nitro and the pit guys falling when it got into pit lane. So if you didn't come to the season opener, we did do one new thing on the driver's stand and pit lane, which is we put letters up on the stand. And then corresponding letters down on the pit lane so that you would know which stall you would go in. You could just look up, see, okay, my guys near letter A, I can go near letter A.
Yep.
Now, listen, there's a little variance. You know, some guys are a little bigger, some guys are smaller. There's a couple extra stalls down in pit lane, so there's a little bit of variance there, but it did really seem to help.
It was definitely a help. And now the struggle is getting the mechanics to enter pit lane correctly, which we're working on it.
And it will work out. So just in case you weren't here, so you missed our conversation about it, the way that's supposed to work, and please, you can comment then, is that there's a red line up on the driver's stand. When the drivers pass the red line, that is when the mechanics can pass their red line.
When the last driver passes the red line.
Okay, see, I didn't know that. So
Yes.
I would have instructed people incorrectly.
Well, you have to wait because I get it that when the first driver passes, he walks up and picks his spot. So then the first mechanic to enter should be able to walk in and see what spot to take.
Mm-hmm.
But it doesn't always work quite that cut and dried. So we just made it that you got to wait till the last driver passes that spot, and then the mechanics can file in and do their thing.
That makes total sense.
Yeah.
So then after the last guy passes that red line, then the pit guys can come through and pick their spots. The whole point is that you want your pit guy to be directly below the driver. We don't want them mixed up. We want them lined up together. Go ahead, Cody. You have a thing to say.
I was thinking instead of the table being 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, you just do 1 through 8 down one side.
We do. We have 1 through 7 and 9 through 14. Or 8 through 14.
Tables are still painted 1, 2, 3, 4.
Never have been. Nope.
I think they are too.
No, I know they're not.
Because I even said it to Shane. He's like, well, this is the way he wanted it.
No, because the head of the first table is 1 and 8.
Because I was thinking first line goes and the second line goes.
Yeah, that's the premise.
Okay, we need to make sure that that's true, and I believe you that it is.
That's what I was thinking about all weekend. I could have sworn that they were staggered.
I could have too, but it may have just been the handwriting is horrible.
No.
Which let's just paint those the way that I painted the stepping stones. By the way, did you guys like the stepping stones?
We're gonna end up putting 14 more stepping stones in the podium grass.
14 more? Oh yeah, for the nitro guys. That's a great idea.
Just put tables long enough to fit all 14 in one line.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
So that's wonderful. Brett says Quentin and I learned to be stern with the spot. We earned it thanks to Kevin. Yeah, you can be stern with it.
Yeah, actually, I remember that interaction with them because
throw a fit.
Quentin wasn't where he was supposed to be with Brett's car, and I walked up to him. I'm like, "Hey, what number are you?" He's like, "Well, I'm number 2."
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, go get on number 2. He's like, well, I can't. So-and-so's there. I'm like, well, tell him to get the hell off your spot.
Yeah.
That's your spot.
It's just
Yeah.
like
you know what I mean? It's not
like being on the stones.
That's exactly
well,
right.
And
This isn't like you chose that.
Right.
That's your spot. You don't have a choice. That's your spot.
Yeah. And the more that we follow suit with this and that we all follow the protocol of it, the more that it works.
Yeah.
Saychuk says that still needs a little work, but good job for the most part following instructions. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just repetition now. And then when the majority of the people know how to do it, then they can help the rest of the people.
And we're a little at fault with this numbering on the tables thing. Like the numbers on the tables are a pain in the butt because they look like crap and you can't hardly see them because it's on nitro table and a whole bit. I get that. So
we'll improve.
Eventually here, maybe not for the next race, but eventually we're going to have a set of stepping stones that are all alongside the tables and
with stainless tables.
Do you have any idea how much a 6-foot folding stainless
Stop
table
blowing my
costs?
budget, buddy. Let's talk about Jeff's comment. He says, starting back into RC at Richfield on the carpet baited the hook. Racing at LCRC set the hook, reeled me in, and netted me in, threw me on the frying pan. Absolutely fantastic event. I'll make everyone from now on. That is awesome, Jeff. We are glad to hear that. That's what we hope to do. That's always our intention, is to create the kind of event that makes you excited to get into this hobby, excited to stay in this hobby, and come back to the next one. So that's wonderful. Dominic, you left too early. I had that steak ready for you. So Dominic and I made a deal. I had those delicious sugar cookies that Joe Johnson's wonderful lady, Katie, is a badass baker.
I had a bite.
Oh my gosh.
What was it?
The sugar cookies.
Oh, God.
Oh my
Put
gosh.
my sugar through the roof. But
Yeah,
it was
even
awesome.
Cody does not like sweets, okay? Cody was
Did you eat them?
I had one, and I was like, that's good for the weekend.
Yeah, he was like, one would do it. It was so delicious. But anyway, I offered a cookie to Dom, and I was like, hey, Dominic, if you have, I'll even give you a handful of these cookies if you don't complain about practice times anymore. He said not really into the cookies, but if I could offer him a T-bone steak, medium rare, a little bit of...
one of the ones we ate Tuesday night.
a little bit of Montreal seasoning he was in. I had them out and thawed. I was ready.
Yeah. Missed out there, Dom. Sorry.
So they are saying that the tables are labeled in that way. Taylor says...
The way I said, right?
Yes.
All in one line.
Kevin's right, but number 8 usually tries to go second. Yeah, that's the trouble.
So, not picking on everyone that ever stood at number 8, but when I was over there actually doing my job and trying to police that, number 8 was the guy that was always like the bully and just wanted to go. Mm-hmm. Number 8 and number 11 seemed to be the two. Yeah. Like, if you ever got on 8 or 11, you were like the guy that wanted to bully right to the front of the line.
Yeah. The pit stop makes you win.
Oh, Matt is offering to sponsor exotic granite tables.
Oh.
Just kidding. He didn't really offer to sponsor him, but since he had the idea, he could just sponsor that crap.
Yeah.
Shane Yoder says, thanks for an awesome season opener. My kid has a blast. That's wonderful.
Kids. He's got 2 kids
Maddie did really well, too. I was super impressed. I wonder if Buddy
makes her, what is it, luxury. Some luxury tables.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll clean up the tables that we have. I will label them as beautifully as I labeled those stepping stones.
We'll just have to make a better effort of cleaning them once the race is over.
Just a little power wash off.
I'm not poking fun. I'm asking a serious question. Have you ever tried to wash one of them tables with a power washer?
No, but I feel like it's because we let them just sit and we put them away.
Well, I understand. Try to wash one time. You'll never want to try to wash one ever again.
Don't you sell stuff that just takes everything off?
Yeah. Oh. It takes a bottle of it and 10 minutes a piece with the power washer.
Okay, Taylor, Dominic, we're going to have to rework our deal. I'm going to have you, if I give you the steak, we'll do no complaining about anything. Okay, can we just rework that deal a little bit? No. So you said probably better to label the first table 1, 2, 3, 4 instead of 1, 2, 8, 9. Yeah, that's exactly what we're talking about. We're going to line everybody in a straight line.
But they are. That's what I'm saying. The first table.
He's saying stagger them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah.
7.
Oh, that's horrible idea.
Yeah, it doesn't work. It doesn't work.
No, we just need it to be one line.
Yeah, everybody goes in a row.
We're good.
You know the whole thing, like you grab the belt loop of the guy in front of you type thing. Like how hard is it?
Oh my gosh! At daycare, they have a little thing that everybody has to hold on.
Yes, that's
and
about
then
where
they
we're
go
at.
in the right
That's about
order.
where we're
Or
at.
you could like strap it to the wrist. So that
I'm thinking about taking the airport terminal things and actually like the 8 through 14
Let
row.
me check your number.
We're gonna ribbon you off until 1 through 7 goes, and then we'll open the other aisle and let them go.
Oh my gosh!
If everyone just listens, it would.
No, let's make it like TSA. So they each get a little QR code with their number, and so they can't get in it unless it beeps. Like, I'm sorry, it's not you.
Yeah. So
A1 through A32.
Did I tell you? Zone 8 only. One time I was late getting over there to do that part, and Navoso was standing there doing it, and he was calling them out by number. He was like, number 3, number 4.
I actually love that.
Oh yeah.
So Wayne just brought up something really great. He said, Kevin, can I have your driver's meeting notes that you go by? Actually, Wayne, we're going to do one better. We're currently in the process of editing our driver's meeting into a video that can be shared at any time so that people who come can watch it ahead of time. I know. It's just, listen, I've been trying to do it. It's just, first of all, I have to be out there to video him having a driver's meeting. And then I have
to do it like a live one.
So here's my plan. I videoed him at the season opener, but there's certain things that he says at the season opener that are only for that race, right? That's why it's still important to show up for a driver's meeting. The video won't suffice for everything. But for somebody that's coming for the first time that wants a really detailed, like what turn marshals are expected to do or how to pick up a nitro car if you've never picked one up before, we're going to have the driver's meeting, and then I'll do little video clips of like the thing happening. So like this whole thing that we're talking about with the mechanics walk, well, I'm going to video the correct way to do it so that then there's video to show you.
It'll be like 3 or 4 races from now when they finally get it. But yeah, we're going to.
Yeah. I might just have to have actors come and set up and do it. We'll just do a little.
So, Wayne, if I showed you the notes that I work off of, it wouldn't really help you, buddy. Like it's a lot of ad lib and a lot of I've been doing it for.
Can you grab me the calendar off of the fridge?
Man, honey, how long are we doing this now? 17 years.
It's been a little bit. It's
Yeah.
been a little bit, but anyway, your notes are getting a little bit better.
Yeah.
But most of it is just off of your head. So Kurt is asking about the Prelude. So let's just wrap up about oh, Danielle says, would vinyl work on the tables? I could cut vinyl for you.
That'd be fun, especially if it's 30
No. Vinyl barely sticks to a brand new lifetime table, let alone one that's
a little
constant. Well, because it's the little rubber feet on the starter boxes and fuel and oil and it's.
Yeah, they wouldn't stick at this. They have to be brand new.
Yeah, but
slightly
even if they were brand new, it wouldn't last long. They'd come off.
So Kurt just asked about the Prelude. He was asking about what food options we have coming to the Prelude. So on Friday, we are going to have Harry out front, and also Olivia's French fries are coming. On Saturday, there is still a possibility that the Mexican food restaurant will come to set up. So I am just confirming that. But that would just be Saturday evening. So for the social event, Olivia's fresh cut French fries will be here, and that'll be fun.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Tom Petrella says you need a little cattle prod for the worst offenders.
Yeah, all right.
You should do a time lapse of. I'm so glad that you said so. N Stang says you should make a time lapse of the track work. I set up the time lapse this morning while he was working on the track with the skid loader. It is out there recording a picture every single minute. Now, there hasn't been a whole lot going on since we posted it, but I will have a full time lapse of the track work by the time. I would like to also do that for the off-road, yeah. I'm hoping to actually pull in the oval, like as we get to the place where we're actually like laying out the oval. I want to pull it in each day and upload the time lapse from that day so that they can see the progress that was made that day. So I'm kind of excited about that. Yeah, can't wait. So we saw some videos today from the Rhythm RC track, the new outdoor track. So yeah, we're all excited to see the cattle prod you use there, Tom. Wet sponges and jumper cables. Oh, there's Scott Heckert. Thank you
Scott.
so much for coming. So good to see you. It was awesome to have you and Spencer here. There's Saychuk says the Brew Crew will do it. I don't even know what we're doing anymore.
I'm assuming do the video, like do the walkthrough the correct way.
Oh, okay.
Do the video for you, I'm assuming.
Wayne says he likes what you cover in the driver's meeting.
Hey, listen, a dear friend of mine, I mean, I know roar is a sore subject with most people, but I will tell you, a dear friend of mine that I met a long, long time ago doing roar races, Bob Ingersoll, taught me about a driver's meeting. And if you do not cover it in the driver's meeting, you instantly forfeit any right to complain, correct, or criticize what the people do if you didn't cover it.
Totally true.
That's why I try to go over as much as I can and, give as much detail and lay out what's expected. I mean, again, we always make the joke about, this is not really a democracy here. This is a dictatorship. And even though she's the dictator, she dictates me to give the driver's meeting speech and act like it. So,
I don't know about that. Dominic asked where Sparky's has been. Sparky's, the family that runs the Sparky's trailer, which is the one that has the amazing tacos and the mini donuts and everything, and the really fantastic food. They work a full-time job. So he works every other weekend. And unfortunately, our schedule landed on his work weekends this year. So we have him booked for July, and we're on the hook to try to get him some more, but he's definitely coming in July, and I miss him horribly. I can't wait to have their food. I was looking at some pictures of his tacos today, and I was like, oh my gosh, I miss those.
Street corn people are not coming to the Prelude.
Yeah, unfortunately.
The street corn people actually sold their food truck.
They went out of business.
Yeah, they're not.
I thought they were the taco truck.
No, it's different.
No,
it's a different company. It's different people.
Different family.
They purchased the restaurant where the other people were, but it's a whole different family.
Yeah.
Paint the numbers and then epoxy the table.
Oh, yeah, that's a possibility. but again, electrically, yeah, yep. Funny you bring that up.
Video reenactment.
Approximately, they look pretty cool.
So, Caleb wants to know how your round of golf went.
How did your round of golf go?
We shot 44.
44 on 9.
Yeah,
So that's less than 100. That's decent.
Yeah.
Good job.
Well, I shoot less than 100 whenever I'm by myself.
Do you?
Yeah, 94 is my best round. I'm usually between 94 and 104.
Brett, I will definitely tell him to prepare enough food for very hungry people, because I know y'all will buy him out in no time, and it is so worth it. So did you guys see the big news today on the Prelude?
You extended registration.
I did. We extended registration. So pre-registration was set to cut off last evening. We did extend it. So what's pre-registration? That is your ability to sign up online for the discounted rate of $50. Walk-up registration is going to be $75. We did extend pre-registration for a couple of reasons. I don't know if you noticed, but we were a little busy last weekend. So I had realized I had missed lots of messages and phone calls about how to register, or questions about the race, or things before people registered that they wanted to know. I was not responding to those because I was too busy with the event, and I did not want people to feel like we were blowing them off before the cutoff of registration. The other thing is I did have some people that wanted to come in person and pay cash for entries rather than do it online. And that is an option. Like, even though it's pre-registration, you can still come into the store and buy your registration too. So there was, of course, it shut down on the day that our shop was closed. So, they were messaging me about, hey, I want to come and give you cash for these entries, but can't give you cash if you're not there. So, long story short, we did extend our pre-entry for the Prelude to the Dream. I'm hearing some very exciting things about the names that we might see coming to that event. We really hope that everybody will show up and show out for that. Rally up your crews and get them here in order to make the Dream a success, which I know the Dream can be everything we want it to be and more. Mm-hmm. In order for it to be the most successful, we need to get this Prelude to be a success as well, because we can't really test out the track. We can't really test out all of the things that we have lined up unless the Prelude.
I've had this conversation with multiple people. I know we're going to do something wrong. Whether it's in track prep or the design or water runoff, if it does rain, say Thursday night or whatever. Like, I know there's going to be mistakes made. So the Prelude, I mean, obviously we're going to give it our all and do the best we can. But I'm hoping that any mistakes that we make at the Prelude, we can learn from, plan for, and then have the Dream be, as dreamy as possible.
As dreamy as possible. Yeah, and we're just... What?
So I'm also registered.
Cody's registered for the Prelude.
Cody's
Cody
ready.
and Zach both, actually.
Amazing.
Oh, and Gavin Nipples are on the Prelude.
Wonderful. And we have quite a few offer guys that are going to be here too.
Yeah.
I'm super excited for it. I think it's going to be a fantastic show. I'm excited to have everyone here and show them what we can do on that layout. And I'm also excited because we've extended. So entry will close down Saturday at noon. So it's also close enough to, kind of have a better idea what the weather's going to be doing too.
For
so
sure.
I feel like that's more fair for people with pre-registration.
Because the 7-day extended forecast is always so accurate.
Well, it's never accurate.
It's also looking pretty good right now.
Hey, Brett wants to start a little bit of a firestorm, but you won't because it's okay.
No, I have facts.
Yes.
So
first of all, Brett's question is, what is the plan with intermediate nitro buggy moving forward? Just Mugen or...
I saw it.
Okay.
And I've already
I just wanted to tell the people, because some people just listen, they don't watch.
Okay. So if we split nitro buggy all the time, like we do e-buggy, we would have split the same number of entries in total nitro buggy that we had in intermediate e-buggy. So I don't quote me on this without me looking it back up to be sure in the end after all the entries are in, but intermediate and expert e-buggy were sort of tit for tat throughout registration, and then at the end I think intermediate ended up with maybe 5 or 10 more entries than expert.
Mm-hmm.
Nitro buggy in total had basically the same number of entries as intermediate e-buggy. So yes, at Mugen Challenge we're going to split it, and yes, at Cancer Race we're going to split it. You're going to ask me next, well, how are you going to do the points? Well, points are going to be based on expert nitro buggy. So if you choose to run intermediate nitro buggy at Mugen Challenge and or the Cancer Race, then you're forfeiting your points championship hopes for expert nitro buggy for our series.
Sure.
I know it's not the ideal answer. I know it's not what most of you guys want to hear. Guys ride a fence.
But it's fair.
It's the fairest I can be. And maybe moving forward, we'll start doing intermediate all the time. But it has to grow. We can't take 38 nitro buggy and split it into 2 18s. And that doesn't work.
Mm-hmm.
Again, back to everyone did such a great job marshaling. Well, that was because every heat had a minimum of 10 or 11 drivers.
Mm-hmm.
We only had, out of 28 heats, I think we had 3 that didn't have 10 or more drivers in them. Mm-hmm. So, and a lot of them had 13 or 14, sure, which is even better yet. So with that all being said, I mean, that's the goal, is to have those heats all stacked full and not have, again, if you have 18 drivers in a class, you got 9 and 9, and it's not ideal.
And here's the thing: if you judge the points based off of expert, here's the thing: those guys there might be way more people in that expert nitro buggy, but those people that are competing for points are still going to be competing against each other.
Of course.
So it's having extra numbers in there. Maybe your overall finish might fall lower than you wish that it would. But as far as the points,
but the guy that you're also have been competitive with all summer,
you're still.
I mean, assume that his numbers are going to fall a little bit too.
Yeah, he's the same name as you were.
Yeah.
Brett says perfectly fine from my perspective. Just wondering if my program has to be ready for 6 or 7 classes at each event. Perfect. I love that. Hey, I want to just touch back on the Prelude to the Dream. I want to just kind of go over the schedule. So Wednesday, the gates will open for sponsors and vendors to come in and set up. So if you're a sponsor of the event, on Wednesday at noon, you will get to come in and set up your tables and chairs and tent and trailer or whatever your setup is. If you're interested in becoming a sponsor of the event, just let us know. There are still some spots remaining on that. On Thursday, 9 a.m., the gates are going to open for racers to come for pitting and for camping. And at 5 p.m., we're going to start some controlled practice, which is going to run from 5 to 8 o'clock. On Friday, we'll do controlled practice at noon at from 9 a.m. till noon, controlled practice. And then 1 to 7, we'll do practice by heats with 1 seating round. Mm-hmm. And then Saturday is 7 a.m. drivers meeting, and then we'll start racing directly following.
Love it.
Obviously, everything is open to a little bit of negotiation throughout the weekend, but that'll kind of give you the basic idea. Brett says, thanks for understanding and clarifying. Jarrett says, being a noob, what do the points mean in the end? Oh, so Jarrett,
the guy that has the most gets to win.
Yeah, so what we're going to do is we're having a banquet at the end of the RC race season this year for off-road. So we haven't released the exact date of the event yet because we have had a little trouble booking it.
We're working on it.
But it's...
Trying to make it super cool.
And I think it's just because we're a little ways away yet. So plan on it being at the end of the season, and then we will, we're going to stop the points from being collected after the last race in the series is going to be the Cancer Race.
Mainly because we want that last month to get personalized awards made and
just recognize people for their achievement throughout the season.
Yes. Any drops?
No.
No drops.
23.
No drops.
You don't get them. Sorry.
Sorry, Cody.
At least 2.
0.
Nope.
I
No
can maybe
drops.
make the last one.
No drops.
Sorry.
6 races, 6 count. No drops.
No drops. So this
I petition for an exception.
no.
You can't. Yes, yes.
The-
You absolutely may petition for an exception.
and it will be declined.
Would you like to do it right now?
Will
Would you like to do it right
will
now?
it properly
Yes, right now.
Analyzed or
assessed
of
and-
course, of course.
So
Still denied. but-
we've done banquets in the past for our Friday night series. So we used to do the couple months in the middle of the summer, which were when people were often vacationing and races were lower attended. So June and July, usually, right?
Well, yeah, we used to
but
do
they
that
ended- they
crazy
ended up
thing.
getting Really,
Yeah,
it was
we
it was
Got
a
out of
long
hand.
night.
Yeah.
we were starting at 6 and finishing at like 1 a.m. with
Yeah.
I
the
don't
first
know. I
couple
didn't
were
make it
cute
to the
because we
end.
had like 75 entries,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden we were getting like 127 and then 152 and
Yeah. Yeah,
holy
it was
cow.
crazy.
You
Yeah.
know what the
no.
crazy thing is? When I first started this, that was normal weekend. It's like 150.
I know.
180.
Oh yeah, for a weekend race.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come a long way.
Yeah, we used to, for how many years there, we decided we weren't racing the weekend races in
June,
July.
Yeah.
We
June and
skipped
July.
June and July there for a little bit because we were doing that series gig.
Yep.
And then we went to having Party Rock in June, taking off July, and then people started giving us a hard time, like, well, why aren't we racing in July?
Yeah.
Like, what's the deal?
But I was like, you guys all want to go on vacations. Go on vacation then.
Well, they
But-
do. They cut their vacation here.
Here, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I shared this really cool guide that they put out, the Juniata River Valley put out today, the Visitors Bureau. It was really, we have a nice little write-up in it.
Yeah.
It's nice. It's nice.
So back to Prelude. I know there's tons of questions out there. I've been fielding numerous ones on Facebook and email and whatnot.
Yeah.
If you guys have any questions, best way to reach us is through the chat on the website.
Yeah. We do not always see Facebook message. We try really hard, but Facebook Messenger, when you have multiple admins on there, if one person sees it, it doesn't pop up to other people. It's really a pain in the butt.
Yeah.
So really the best way to reach us is on that chat. It's if you go to lcrcraceway.com, there's a little chat box in the bottom. You just click on that. It goes right to our phones.
It's the best.
Taylor says it was really nice of them to use a picture of Toby on the cover of that guide. Yeah, I kind of thought the same thing. The cover of the guide has
the
a
visitor's guide thing.
cyclist. Yeah, it's pretty fun. Pretty fun. What else do we need to cover tonight before we call it?
What did he say? He rode 30 miles one morning?
32 the one morning.
Crazy. Dude's crazy.
Yeah, he made me tired thinking about it.
Anyway, glad he came out of his surgery for his shoulder this morning.
Yes.
So,
I'm sure he's
on the up and up,
resting
hopefully.
now, but I really appreciate all of Toby's help throughout the weekend with the live coverage. That stuff's really fantastic.
Yes, Ron, I will add an aluminum servo saver too. Will you pull an E2310 and lay it on my chipping keyboard for me so I don't forget?
It's fine.
Please. Thank you.
That is fine. Another thing is we've been working hard to stock the hobby shop for the weekend. Trying to make sure we're ready.
Yeah. Again, you guys that are keyboard crazy and like to message a lot, if you
Have something you're going to be looking for
want
in the
some
hobby shop?
you want to offer some constructive help to us, send me some messages of some things that you might be looking for.
Totally.
That you can or cannot find on our website, and I will be. Yes, please.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's a 2310A now. It's a revision. I forgot. Anyway, what did I just tell you? Oh, I just got a message from Hobby Wing that the Just Stock combos with the 13.5 Just Stock in it.
Yep.
Will release. I should have. I can't remember between that and then the Just Stock spec, the little bit better stock speed control.
Yeah.
I ordered 10 of each, like twice, and I think we're getting 5 of one and 10 or 15 of the other. I forget which one's which.
Yeah.
But long story short, we should have a handful of those available.
Yes. I also wanted to say we have some really great giveaways coming for the Prelude to the Dream.
Yes.
So I want to thank J Concepts for sending some fantastic giveaways there. I'm really excited about those.
I didn't tell you, Custom Works full committed to sending giveaways.
Wonderful.
And
So
Papa
Custom
Willie's
Works-
is sending giveaways.
Oh, Papa Willie. So we're going to have a fantastic handful of stuff
And
to give away.
I've hoarded a few.
Yeah,
I've hoarded a few things too.
LCRC also has some things to add. I've talked Kevin into adding some of our brass stuff to be giveaways. So those are the brass parts and our ride height gauges.
We will not be giving away any 3-wheeled foam rollers right now because they are selling so fast. We're currently out of them, but I do hope to have a fresh batch here in time for the event.
Hi, Matt. Thanks, Jason. Says great weekend. I was hoping that maybe we could throw a couple of those
The thumper wheels?
thumper wheels into the
Yeah,
giveaways.
we do that.
And I also have some.
Why would you buy one to give away?
Oh,
Why
just
would you do
just to be a rebel, just to tell you that, hey, yo, I'm gonna do it because you said
right
we
now, 'cause
can't.
I don't have it.
Oh, well, I was saying, cause I thought they were so high in demand that like you're not going to give them away because they're selling.
Well,
No,
no,
we have to
my
build
point
them
was I
first.
can't give any
We're
away
talking
because
about
I
the
don't have
foam
it.
rollers. We have to
Ship
build
the
some
last
more.
one in stock today. But
Yeah.
I think my guy is gonna have me some new plates. The plates are the
Oh,
big
are we
hold
out
up.
of plates?
Oh yeah.
Holy crap! We just got so many of those.
I know.
Wow.
I know.
I know what you're not out of.
Wheels.
With bearings in them.
yeah. Yeah, we
Adeline
had
and
slave
I-
labor. Child labor laws were broken.
Adeline and I worked our butts off, but we got bearings pressed in. She was like such a little trooper. She was pressing bearings in. That was the day of the eclipse, and she was like, got home from school early, and she's like, I could do these bearings.
I never thought a 6-year-old could run an arbor press like
Oh,
that.
she was great.
It was neat.
Yeah.
I think she did a case and a half of them.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I was like, oh, honey, just do a couple more. It'll be fine. And she just wouldn't stop until the whole box was done, which was awesome. Yeah, so no, the giveaways are going to be really great. I feel like everybody that comes is going to get like good stuff.
Yeah, no,
It's nice when there's enough giveaways that like everybody gets some really nice stuff. So
for sure.
the prelude to the Dream is going to be a special.
I
event.
think I don't know about all 336 entries getting something, but I think quite a few people got stuff at Flashpoint too.
Funny that you say so because Brett says Flashpoint set the standard of door prizes. I was lucky to get some really nice stuff this past weekend. Yeah, Brett. Actually, I was penning a personalized thank you card today to the guys over at Flashpoint because they really showed up with some amazing giveaways. I love that for our racers.
It's crazy.
I mean, stuff that anybody could use, and it was really some fantastic giveaways. They also came through with the kits that we raffled off, the kit we raffled off, and the motor,
The engine,
the engine.
Yeah, super
What
cool.
was the Lexian pieces that were?
I think they were wings, right?
Yeah, the big ones were 2 rear wings uncut,
okay.
and then the smaller ones were the front wings from the top of the arm.
Oh,
yeah. Again, great.
Yeah, pretty cool.
Yeah, air filter oil, like air filters that were pretty generic.
The pit bag or the bags with the oil already in them and the little divider thing.
The pit mats were like,
pit mats.
Yeah, it was really great stuff. So we were really lucky to have some amazing.
I'd say
giveaways.
thanks, Tim, but I know you didn't really have much of a hand in packaging that.
Well, I think we
thank
can
you in spirit.
We can thank Chris and Adam, I think, for coming through on the amazing door prizes there. So appreciate them very much for that. I'm really looking forward to the Northeast Showdown too. That is less than 30 days away. I think it's 25
who was it?
days.
Your timed or your automatic post thing went out. What was that?
My watch vibrating.
The automatic post went out about the Northeast Showdown, and somebody commented, I haven't even got home and got over the opener yet. You're already hit me up for the next one. But dude, it's how it goes. I mean,
you know, for those of you that are here, I'm with you, and I'm like, I just want to take a break. We don't really need to talk about the next one yet. But there's some people that didn't show up for the opener that seeing the footage and everything from the opener made them really excited to come to the next race. So because of that, then, you know, like, I want to make sure that I share the information right away. Well, and strike while the iron's hot, because if they didn't come to an event, that last event, and they're excited to come to the next one, I want to have all that information available to them. Taylor said that post went out, then I had to order parts to get ready. See, you're welcome.
Yeah, it's working.
Yeah. Yeah, no, thank you. Appreciate you, Taylor.
Hey, real quick, any of my Kyosho buddies that are looking for, I know that this is terrible, but there's a nitro body, and this is the e-buggy mate to it. The Blum boys had them painted, and it wasn't their paint scheme or what suited them or whatnot. So we're looking to move those at a very reasonable price. So if anybody's looking for a pair of matching Kyosho MP10 buggy bodies,
just send us a message.
Send me a message, and we can chat about it. It's a pretty reasonable deal. So, and
they're I think they're beautiful.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, really into those. Very cool.
I just saw him sitting over there. I wanted to share that. I meant to walk him out on Sunday and show him to a couple of the Kyosho guys, but I forgot.
Hey, speaking of this, we need to add some notes to this thing. The other thing we sold the crap out of was chargers over the weekend. We really need to make sure.
I know. I ordered 10 more power supplies today.
Well, I'm just saying for next year, when we look back at this folder, we're going to want to know that chargers and engine heaters, because we sold out of engine heaters too.
Oh, yeah. I messaged that guy today too.
Oh, good job.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
So, we'll see.
Last minute thoughts, friends. It's 8:55. Just have a couple minutes left here before I turn into a pumpkin.
Oh, pumpkin.
Yeah. I can't wait to go to bed tonight. Oh, I know what I can tell you about. We rode horses yesterday.
Dude, I knew that was coming.
We rode horses. My dad rode with us. It was Kevin, me, and my dad. Go ahead, tell more.
No, I actually thought about this when we got back.
Yeah.
Because how was it? We got up in the morning, and we did shipping. We put in toy car parts orders. You were working on social media for the race events, and then we loaded up the lawnmower, went to the farm. You mowed grass. Bob and I got the horses in, saddled up, went for a horseback ride, came back, brought the mower back here, we ate Dominic's T-bones for dinner early, and then turned around and the crew all came, and we took the pipe off the track.
Yep. I had a meeting.
You had meeting. Like, we did so many things on Tuesday. It was crazy.
Yeah. Honestly, I feel like the last 3 days have been 10 days. Because we've packed so much stuff into such a short amount of time. But the horseback ride was amazing. My dad got to ride the horse that Adeline will be riding, Mr. Logger, and they did very well together. My dad's exact words, Cody, at the end, were that he's going to have to get a new hat.
Oh, yeah.
He might have to get a new hat. And I said, really?
Yeah, Bob's full commit.
Cowboy
now.
hat.
Yeah,
cowboy hat.
Yeah.
Brett wants to know when the next yard sale is. Wonderful question.
I'm piling it up as we speak.
Yeah, we have some great stuff already set aside. Probably will. Now,
keep in mind, we're gonna be mind blown for the next 2 weeks, for the next 2 Wednesdays, and then that puts us the only Wednesday left will be the Wednesday of Northeast Showdown. So the next yard sale potentially could be the Northeast Showdown.
Could
Wednesday.
be. Oh, and Ron needs a male Dean plug. Please add it to his order.
Copy.
You got it, buddy.
Will do.
You got it. Okay, that's all I've got. You guys good?
That's all I got. I'm out.
Okay.
Peace.
Thank you guys so much for hanging out. Thank you all that came to the season opener. We literally could not allow this to be our business without you. Cody says bye too.
Closing notes. At least tonight, Cody and I don't have to go out and turn the track lights on for the other group. That
was fun though.
Try and keep us up way too late.
I kept me up too late to have the wrap up show on the track, but I'm glad I told you to go turn the lights on. They keep giving you credit for it, but I should get credit.
Yeah, no, you told us to go do it. But then
and then turning the lights off was the best.
But they all give Cody credit for turning them off because they think there's no way I was still up that late.
Yeah, yeah, super fun. So
you forget I was the guy who used to stay up. Well, way late.
He was younger then. Tim says, "Great show tonight. Thank you so much. I love hearing feedback. Sometimes I don't even know if you guys are really watching or not. It says there's a number of you on there, but so I appreciate feedback when you tell us that it was fun or not.
How do you even know? I don't even know.
They won't know.
They don't know. Nobody's gonna know.
Hey, that's it.
They're gonna know.
They're gonna know.
Anyway,
remember,
see y'all next week. Do better.
Yep, do
right?
better.
That's it. Do better.
Do better, be better.
Do
Ron
better,
says he
be
was
better,
watching.
Cody says. All right. You got it. Good night, all.
I haven't turned it off yet. I'm sorry. Because I
Take your time.
think that there's a way to
Unplug it and just have it turn off. It lights out.
I thought we could maybe turn it off on Restream here so that it wouldn't. Oh, here we go.